All right, hello dear students. I welcome you again all in today's class. I hope you all are doing great, and I believe that you all went through the recordings, the one I shared with you later yesterday at night and today in the morning as well. So yes, if you guys haven't been attending the class from Monday, so please you can just go and watch our classes on my YouTube channel. I've just uploaded the class of the Monday as well as the class that we had yesterday, right? So yes, I hope that you all are aware of the listening part of the IELTS exam and as well as the speaking part of IELTS exam, right? If you're still having some confusion, so you can refer back to our videos as well. And yes, definitely, you can also ask the questions here as well, right? So just for the final confirmation, I hope that you guys can hear me and see me perfectly. All right, guys, I'm expecting some kind of confirmation, a signal. Can you guys hear me and see me?
Yes, we can hear you, Mr. Shan.
Okay,
I
cool.
can see you as well.
That's good. That's good. So let's get started. All right. So today we're gonna touch the writing part of the IELTS exam, right? And then we will see that if you're having enough time, so we will go through the reading part as well. So I excuse Miss Salma and Miss Georgina because and a couple of other students as well. I can see here like Namata Rita and Susan as well. You guys are a little bit old and you probably will be waiting for the speaking part, right? But as we have started our sessions again from the very start, so just allow me to give, so let's say, minimal understanding of the writing part and the reading part, the speaking part and the listening part to those students who have just joined our classes recently. And as I'm recording these videos as well, and I'll be uploading these videos as well. So it will be, let's say, a good resource of going back to the lectures and playing them back, right, for all of the students, right? So I hope to have your cooperation from the old students, the one we are having in this class. All right, so uh, let me share my screen with all of you. All right, that I can be able to tell you that what are we expecting here in the writing part of the IELTS exam. All right, so yes, students, let's get started. So in IELTS writing, all right. So we're just going to try to understand that what's going to be in the writing part of the IELTS exam, right? Now, in the writing part of the IELTS exam, so again, I'm mentioning this thing every day in my every lecture that the exam that you will be signing up to, that will be called as general. All right, general for you. Sorry, for UKVI, for United Kingdom visa. All right, none, but this is the exam that you have to sign up for. Okay. Now, going further more into details of the writing part of the IELTS exam. So, what are we expecting here? So, in the writing part, there are always two tasks. All right. So, let's say that there will be two tasks that you have to do. All right, and you have to do these two tasks in 1 hour. Okay, in 1 hour, which equals to 60 minutes. All right. So out of that, if I break that down for you even further, so the task one, the rules say that for task one you have 20 minutes, and for task two you have 40 minutes. Now, again, this is subjective. They are not going to announce that you're left with 20 minutes or you're left with this one for the task one. It's not a hard and fast rule. It totally depends on you. Maybe you are spending, let's say, 30 minutes, okay, in task one, or you're left with only 30 minutes with task two. So it's totally up to you, your writing speed and your performance, all right? So a few more facts for the task number one, that in task number one, you have to write at least, or I can say minimum, all right, minimum 150 words. 150 words. But usually I don't suggest that to my students. I ask them that please at least go for 170 or at least go for 180 at least, okay, at least. So this is a requirement. You cannot go below. You cannot go, let's say, below uh, 150, okay? If you're gonna go below, you will lose marks, all right, substantially. So now, uh, we just went through the task 1, and let's go towards the task number 2. Now in task number 2, dear students, at least again the minimum requirement is 250 words. Yet again, the same what I just told you for the task number 1, the same rules, the same regulations, that this is minimum. I don't suggest you to write 250. At least go for, let's say, 270, 280. Oh, sorry, 270, or at least, like, 280 or something, let's say plus, something plus, all right? Words, all right? Because you never know that what kind of information is going to come, and you really don't have, let's say, enough time to keep a track of all the words, but write as much as you can, all right? But we have to make sure that you don't lose coherence, okay? You're to the point, and you're answering to the task, and which will enable this thing that you are achieving the task as well, all right? We will get into the further details, that what type of writing, what will be the questions, what will be the pattern, and each and everything, all right? Because these are the classes that we are starting again from the really start, from the very bottom. So having said that, speaking of that, I'm just trying to give you here understanding of overview, that what they will be expecting from you, all right? What the teachers will be expecting from you, what the examiner is expecting from you, in order to get what score, okay? Now, I hope that task 1 and task 2 are clear to you, that how many words you are going to be writing and what time is allocated to you by the IELTS test, all right? So for task 1, I'm just going to go with a really quick, let's say, recap for the ones who have just joined right now. So for task 1 of the writing part, at least minimum 150 words, and the time which is allocated to you, it's 20 minutes. And here minimum allocation of the number of words is 250 words, and the time allocation that we have here is 40 minutes, all right? So in total, with this time and with this time, you have 60 minutes for the writing exam, for the whole writing exam, all right? For the whole writing exam, you have 60 minutes, all right? So I hope I made myself clear until now. So before I go any further into the details, I would really like to ask you that, do you guys have any questions based on what I have written here until now? So how many students we're having? We're having 9 students here in the room today. I welcome Edgar, Mayenda, Evelyn, Georgina, Joel, Lily, Millie, Namata Rita, Selma, Teona Oliver. I welcome you all, and assalamu alaikum, and good evening to all of you, and good afternoon as per your time zones. So yes, guys, do you have any questions, or have you understood whatever I just told you until now? Oh my god, why my students are so shy? Come on, guys.
No questions. It's clear
No questions, it's clear.
from
All
my
right.
side. Yeah.
Okay. Where are these guys, Mr. Dan, Mr. Nathan, and all the others who were just saying that we're not having classes, we're not having any sessions? Where are these guys? Anyways, all right. So I hope that you had a clear understanding of all the task 1 and the task 2, and how everything's gonna go in the exam, all right? One more thing. It's again going to be marked from 0 to 9, all right, based on your performance, based on what tasks you're achieving or what you're not achieving, all right? Now, for example, let me show you a public descriptor again, just the way I showed you for the speaking exam, that on what criteria they will be giving you marks, they will be scoring you, right? The same document we have for the writing. All right, Mr. All right. Hello, Mr. Den. I hope you're doing great. Sorry, I had to ask you to mute yourself, but you already did that on your own. That's good. All right. So exactly like the speaking part of the IELTS exam, as I was showing you the public descriptor where it was written that what kind of tasks you need to achieve in order to get that score. We have the same document for the writing part of the IELTS exam as well. So let me just show you IELTS. Oops, sorry. I need to search that IELTS writing bands for part 1. Check this out. Now I hope that this document is clear to all of you? Okay, so yeah, now check this out. Now here, I will be sharing this document with you. So here, if you just focus a little bit, that again, we're having task achievement. So here, the factors on what they will be scoring you. The first one is the task achievement, which I just encircled right now. And so the second one is coherent and coherence and cohesion. All right. The third one is lexical resource, and the final one is grammatical range and accuracy. Of course, we don't have pronunciation for this one because we're not pronouncing anything, all right? We're not speaking anything verbally. We're just writing it down subjectively, just like we write essay, we write any letter to anyone, we write any application to someone, all right? So, as I was telling you before, that here it's also having, let's say, the same ideology of the scoring criteria. So let me be really clear to all of you. So check this out. Starting from the really bottom, okay, starting from the very, very bottom again. The 0 does not attempt the task in any way, writes a total memorized response, all right? Now, in number 1, now check this out, that what are the requirements if you want number 1 score? Of course, no one wants only one score, all right? We all want, let's say, the maximum amount of score that we can get, right? So that's how, if you are going to read this, then you will have an idea. Now, for example, now we want at least 6, okay? So now you see the A, okay, the point which doesn't has, let's say, any letter mentioned here, so that is general for everyone, all right? That's going to be that's going to remain same for everyone, all right? And if I tell you about the point number 2, here it's written A. A means for the academic students, all right? And this is only for task 1. This is only for task number 1, not for task number 2, all right? But however, you can follow because the task 2 also has some kind of, let's say, similarities in when we talk about the rules and regulations, all right? So check this out. So here for the academic students, it says that presents an overview with information appropriately selected. And now when it's written GT, I hope that this is clear to all of you. So I'm just going to zoom in to this, that you all can, let's say, read this clearly. All right, just don't focus on these circles that I just made on the screen. Let me remove them for better understanding. So let me zoom that in here a little bit. Okay, I hope now it's visible to most of the students, right? So now check this out. Which one? This one, GT. Okay, GT, general training. GT means general training, A means academic. So we are concerned with the GT, general training, all right? Presents a purpose that is generally clear. There may be inconsistencies in the tone. Presents and adequately highlight the key feature, bullet points, but details may be irrelevant, inappropriate, or inaccurate. So here, actually, you know, if you just try to understand, if you try just to, you know, read this a little bit with a little bit understanding as well, so you all will have an idea that what kind of language here it's talking. Okay, here it's giving you an opportunity that, all right, you know what, you can do mistake. Let's say you can do mistake. You are prone to do mistakes, right? We don't have any problem with that. For example, presents adequately highlights key features, bullet points, but details may be irrelevant, inappropriate, or inaccurate. That is the reason that they are giving you 6. Otherwise, they would have given you 7. They would have given you 8. They would have given you 9, the maximum score. 6 is considered as, let's say, the middle score, a kind of, let's say, a score that most of students require 6, not more than 6. But we're going to be not only talking about only till 6, but we're going to be talking beyond 6 as well. We're going to be talking about 7, 8, 9 as well, right? So moving further, okay, let me remove all my drawings. So arrange information and ideas coherently. So here we are going to be talking about which factor? Coherence and cohesion, all right? So arranges information and ideas coherently, and there is a clear overall progression, uses cohesive devices effectively, but cohesion with and or between sentences may be faulty or mechanical, all right? May not always use referencing clearly and appropriately. So if you do this kind of mistakes, so then you might get band 6, okay? So that's something, all right? Now, before I go any further, I would like to elaborate some definitions regarding to coherence and cohesion, all right? Just to give you a clearer idea. So now check this out. Now, if you see the definition of coherence and cohesion, so this means that coherence is defined as the quality of being logical, consistent, and able to be understood. Imagine coherence as a building. It's an analogy with it. Now, what is cohesion? Now, cohesion, on the other hand, refers to act of forming a whole unit. It is effectively a subset of coherence. It's same as, let's say, coherence, but making sure that this whole thing, whatever you have just written, your piece of writing, looks like it's based on one idea, one topic, and it's just moving around that same idea. It's not just drifting away from, let's say, the main central idea. Okay, so that's the basic understanding that how your score will be marked here. Now, moving further, guys, then the second category here we have is lexical resource. Okay, now so this is 9876. All right, 6. So let's see what are they asking us in the lexical resource. So to bust your confusion, let me just tell you what is lexical resource. Lexical resource is nothing but your vocabulary. That's nothing but just your vocabulary. So just don't get confused, guys. Lexical resource is your vocabulary. Here it says that use an adequate range of vocabulary for the task. Attempts to use less common vocabulary but with some inaccuracies. Make some errors in spelling and or with word formation, but they do not impede communication. Impede communication, but they do not break communication. You might do some mistakes. Okay, they're saying you that okay, no problem. You might do some mistakes. All right, some mistakes are not a problem. But let's say if you keep on doing those mistakes, all right, then we will come and deduct your score. And that's why actually if on this kind of performance, they're giving you 6. That's why they're saying that makes some errors in spelling or word formation. If you do mistakes in this one, so you're going to be getting 6, or maybe, and or if not, then of course above that could be 7 as well. Who knows? Now, what is the last one that we have here? Oops, I have to again remove my dirty drawing. I really don't have enough drawing skills, guys, to be honest. All right, anyways, so let's check grammatical range and accuracy. Now, all right, this is something important. Grammatical range and accuracy. Actually, we're going to be having a separate lecture. We're going to be having a separate lecture on grammatical range, all right? Just for our clear understanding, okay? Now, guys, just be clear. Let's be clear on this thing very, very much that why am I again and again repeating these things and why I'm showing you this public descriptor. Otherwise, I can keep this public descriptor until myself and ask you just to submit your piece of writings to me and boom, that's it, and explain you how it's written, that's it. No, but you know what? I am sharing this detail with you because let's say, for example, you guys aren't busy because of your placements. You guys are busy because of your family, maybe because of your work, your job. So by making you understand this whole, let's say, chart, the public descriptor regarding to the scores, that how you will be marked, at least I'm enabling you guys, I'm giving an opportunity to you guys that, for example, in unavailability, in your unavailability or my unavailability, when you guys are not able to take the classes, or maybe even I'm not able to take the classes, so at least you won't be dependent on anyone at that moment. You would be having your own idea, you will be having your own skill set, how to score yourself, how to not make mistakes, how to avoid making any such kind of errors. All right, so that's why I'm recording these sessions as well, in order to give you a clear understanding. So this is 9876. All right, so here it's saying us that if you're going to be using some mix of simple and complex sentence forms, and let's say if you make some errors in grammar and punctuation, but they really reduce the communication, so we're going to give you band 6. All right, now let's see that how we can get the maximum band. How can we get 7 bands? So here again it's saying us that uses a variety of complex sentence structures, produce frequent error-free sentences, has a good control of grammar and punctuation, but may make a few errors. Now you see, guys, I think this is easily achievable. I mean, like, being totally honest with you guys, this is easily achievable because we're going to be having a separate class on, let's say, punctuation, okay, which I didn't had yet. I promised my previous students, but due to, let's say, my busyness, I was not able to prepare a lecture on that, but this time inshallah I will. So we're going to be having a separate class on punctuation. Definitely there will be a separate class already for sentence structures. So when you guys are going to attend this class and this class of mine, which is going to be taking place in the future, so trust me, man, no one can really stop you to take at least 7 score in the grammatical range and accuracy. All right, And let's say that what do we have to do if we want a score number 8. Uses a wide range of structures, uses majority free error sentences, makes only very occasional errors and inappropriacies. Even in the score number 8, even for 8 bands, it's allowing you that makes very occasional errors on inappropriacies. All right, and here that's totally fine. It's like totally, let's say, 100% correct. But still, there's some surprise for you here. Uses a wide range of sentence structures. We uses a wide range of structures with full flexibility and accuracy. Rare minor errors occur only as a slip. Now, rare minor errors occurs only as a slip. Now here again, even at the maximum 9 score, they're giving you opportunity that yeah, maybe student is, let's say, committing some mistakes and like that. So that's why, we can just give the student a little bit break, so it doesn't really matter. Okay, so that is the whole, let's say, scenario for the scoring and grading criteria. All right, I'll be sharing this document with you guys, then you can give it a read from your side. It will be better for your understanding. All right, guys, I'm back. So yeah, I'll be sharing this website with all of you that you can go and practice on your own as well, and we will be doing some practice in the classes as well. All right, so now please be aware and please be educated regarding to this thing, that the task 1 of the general exam for UK VI is different than versus the academics. All right, then the academics, it's different. They both are different from each other. So the kind of exam that we are, let's say, going to be connected here is going to be general exam for UKVI. All right, so the general exam, so what is the difference between the general and academic? That in the academic one, you have to write a short essay, but in the general training, the one you are going to be appearing, you need to write a letter. You need to write a letter. Now this letter could be in 3 different formats. Either it's going to be formal letter, or it's going to be informal letter, or it would be a semi-formal letter. Now the pattern same, the pattern same, the pattern same. Only the words, a few words are going to be changed, all right, as per the designation, that whom we are sending the letter and what we are writing in the letter and what kind of results are we expecting in the letter. All right, so that thing will determine whether this is going to be for semi-formal, informal, or formal. All right, these will be the factors we'll be deciding. Now for example, let's say here, for our understanding that I hope that you can see my screen here. For example, we have a model answer. First of all, you will be reading this prompt. Okay, let me open in full screen. First of all, you guys will be reading this in a prompt. Okay, now when you're going to be reading this entire thing in a prompt, so what it says that you should spend 20 minutes in order to complete this task. Okay, and here it says that you are renting a flat from an agency. Your contract was for 1 year, but you need to leave the flat for 2 months early. Okay, write a letter to the agency. In your letter, introduce yourself. These are the tasks. These are the tasks that you have to make sure that you are answering in that particular question. All right. Ask to leave the flat before the contract finishes. Explain why you need to break the contract. Okay, so you have to make sure that whatever the letter you're writing, you're mentioning these things. All right, and this will be the pattern of the letter. Check this out. Now here are some model answers. On this website you will find a lot of model answers for many different exercises. All right, now for example, check this model answer. All right, now in this model answer, here's the pattern. First you have to do the salutation. This is called salutation. All right, you have to provide the salutation here. Okay, and it will be dear sir or madam, because we don't know the gender, we don't know the sex, we don't know the sex or the gender of the other side. All right, because if it's male, so we're going to be adding Mr. If it's going to Mrs., we're going to be adding Mrs. So these are some important things to, let's say, take in account. All right, now for example, my name is John Nordstrom, and I have been renting the flat on Parkway Boulevard from you for the past 6 months. I'm sure you are aware aware, I have been a good tenant. Tenant means the guy who's renting out the apartment during this period. I always pay my rent on time and look after the flat. Okay. Now you see, it didn't wrote here that I've always IV, just like short forms you write in English. They did not wrote this. Okay. So because now they did not wrote this, this is definitely some kind of a formal letter. This is something formal letter. But in the written English, we try to avoid writing these things. That's another scenario that today in today's world we are kind of writing these things on text messages, but it is not a good practice. All right. So during this period, I always pay my rent on time and look after the flat. Now here, the speaker, or so the writer has just explained in a general perspective. All right, GEN in the general perspective. Now in the second paragraph, my rental agreement with you was for 1 year. The contract ends in January. Unfortunately, I just heard that I need to leave the flat in November, which is in fact 2 months earlier. Which is in fact. Now here the person could already have written that which is 2 months earlier, which is in fact. Now adding these words are called discourse markers or signal words. Adding these words actually give, let's say, a good support, a good score to your paragraphs, because at some point conjunctions are also necessary, which I didn't mention, but I just mentioned for your homework to study about the uh, further things I will tell you right now. So now, going forward, 2 months earlier, the reason for this that my manager has asked me to go back to the Germany. Oops, sorry, I think I just wrote a lot of things here. So moving forward here, Germany earlier than planned, and I'm afraid this is beyond my control. The reason for this is that my manager has asked me to go back to the Germany earlier than planned. Now, in the second one, it's literally discussing the problem, all right? It has given an intro to the problem, that what is actually the problem and what kind of dispute are we having here. And then in the last one, as I'm now unable to stay here until the end of the contract, I would be extremely grateful if you could release me from it early. I'm aware that it is not normally allowed, but I hope you can understand my situation and still return my deposit. So the whole fight is regarding to returning the deposit. Here he mentions, or she mentions, the final thing. Yours faithfully, John Nordstrom. All right. So you see, this will come at the left. So for example, here's a margin, and here's a margin as well. So this, dear sir, madam, and your faithfully Nordstrom, the closing statement, and as well as the opening statement, they all are going to come at the left side of the page. So this is how you will be writing down. Now there will be a task that I'll be giving you right now as your homework, okay? Which I want you to, let's say, write, understand what you have to do. All right, one more thing here, which is really important to tell you guys, that now in the actual exam, sometimes you are having time, sometimes you are really short on time. Okay, you really don't have enough time to, let's say, calculate the number of words. So by just having an idea, rough idea, for example, it is said that 4 to 5 lines, 3 to 4 paragraphs. All right, each paragraph is having 4 lines or 5 lines, and at least you're writing 3 to 4 paragraphs, will automatically cover 170, or will already go beyond 150 words. Okay, so this is a kind of a factor that you have to keep in mind. Okay, it's a fact. So this is all that we were expecting in the writing task number 1. Okay, now I'll be sharing the public descriptor with you as well in our class, okay, on our WhatsApp group, and as well as the task that we have to do today. All right, now moving further, I would like to give you a task for today. So writing task general, and I will be sharing a task with all of you that you should be doing this on your own. Okay, so let's write a complaint letter. Okay, let's write a complaint letter, and in order to do that, I'm going to be sharing the let's say the writing prompt with all of you in our WhatsApp group. All right, so yeah, dear students, I hope you understood today's lecture. And if you have any questions regarding to the writing task number one and the rules and regulations, please, the floor is yours. The microphones are yours. You can ask any question if you have any. We have Miss Oliver as well coming in the room. So, Georgina, Evelyn, Lily, Tayona, Oliver, is everything clear to you regarding to the task number one? Hello?
Yes, it's very clear.
It's very clear to you, Lily. Thank you so much for reply. What about Evelyn? Evelyn, any question?
Hi, hi, Mr. Shan. Now, my network has been disturbing me, so I've been on and off, I think you were saying.
Okay,
So I will have to watch the YouTube video, then I'll get back to you.
sure, no problem, Miss Evelyn. I will upload this video maybe hopefully today, all right? After the class ends, all right?
Okay, okay.
It's an honor, it's an honor. So, Georgina, did you got it, dear?
Oh, Mr. Shan, sorry, I missed the question.
Okay. My question was that was everything clear to you in today's lecture regarding to task number one of the IELTS academics?
No,
Sorry,
it's very
general.
clear, sir.
Okay, it's
It's
really
clear.
clear. All right, Ms. Georgina,
Yeah,
thank you.
thank
You
you.
so much for your response. Okay, the final one, Tayona Oliver. Tayona, is everything clear to you as well regarding to the writing part?
Yes, sir, it has been clear.
Okay, perfect, perfect. So I'm expecting you from you students who were present today in the class that you will be able to at least, go through the tasks that I've shared, and if you can go through some other tasks as well, which were present in that website. So I will highly appreciate that. And by the way, I've shared the task with you in the WhatsApp chat as well, and I'll be probably sharing the website as well with you in the group later on. All right. So I thank you all again for coming over to this lecture, and hopefully I'll see you tomorrow in our class. But guys, tomorrow I'll be probably traveling. Okay, so I cannot promise you for tomorrow's lecture, but however, if I reach to that destination as quickly as possible, and if I do have a stable internet connection, I will definitely be taking a class. Otherwise, we will skip tomorrow's class. So I will update you likewise in our group. Okay. So thank you so much, everyone, and see you in our next class, inshallah. So assalamu alaikum, and have a good day, everyone. Bye bye. See you, everyone.
Bye.